rational unified process has phases and resources. So you have the inception. Inception is the starting point, which is like the feasibility on SDLC, then the elaboration, construction, transition, okay? So, and everything happens within time. Everything happens within time. So you can see the inception. So you initialize. So in this case, the phase, you have the inception, elaboration, construction, and transition. Now, you need to understand the business modeling. So in inception, it is expected that you understand a deeper business modeling. You understand requirements. Analysis and design is not, you have the idea, but it's not much elaborated. It's not in the inception, but rather analysis and design is done on the elaboration phase. Implementation are done at the construction side, and then testing at also the end of the construction, then deployment at the end, configuration management. So, but you can see that the project management is done at all the phases, And of course, the environment does not change. If you look at it, the environment is still has little change. Is it worth bothering with? Yes, to an extent. We still use on large-scale products, and however, it is owned by IBM, okay, and rank it at 1,004, which was down to 180 on previous year. Average salary is around 65,000 up to 75 from last year. Actually, this slide is not from last year. This slide is 2 years old. So we're talking about referencing to 2018, 2017. So Agile methods. Agile methodologies are a family of methodologies, not a single approach to software development. So it's a collection of methodologies that create the Agile. They are based on original concept of rapid application development, which is RAD, and more we'll be talking about in the coming week. Now, the idea has been developed to incorporate later stages of the SDLC lifecycle and project management. The DSDM is an agile method developed in the UK. It is also part of the Agile methodology. In 2001, 17 prominent figures in the field of Agile development, then called the lightweight methodologies, came together to discuss unifying theme of their methodologies. So they formed the Agile Alliance, and they created what we call now the Agile Manifesto. So the background of these experts, they were in software development rather than in the requirements, definition, or business analysis. So a new way of thinking for this discipline could be or could evolve. So what does the Agile Manifesto do? They uncover better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. So through this work, they have come to value individuals and interaction over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation. So Agile will want to have a software working rather than going through process of documentation. Customer collaboration over contract or negotiation. So they would prefer to collaborate with customer than to sign a contract or negotiate. Responding to change over following a plan. So they will prefer to respond to a change other than following a plan. Some of the well-known agile software development methodologies, they include the extreme programming, XP, the Scrum, the adaptive software development, which is the ASD, the crystal clear and other crystal methodologies, the DSDM, the future-driven development, the lean software development, Kanban, and Agile PM. All these are known agile software development methodologies. Now, the Agile concept. Most agile methods attempt to minimize risks by developing software in short time boxes, which are called iterations and which typically last 1 to 4 weeks. They will finish. Each iteration is like a miniature software project of its own and will include all the tasks necessary to release the mini increment of new functionality and planning requirements. That is how Agile works. Key Agile concept. So Agile methods emphasize face-to-face communication over written documents. Most Agile teams are located in like the ball pen and include all the people necessary to finish the software. So much Agile, that means all the required team are in one place. All the required team are in one place. So at a minimum, this includes programmers and their customers. The ball pen may also include testers, interaction designers, technical writers, and managers. So you see everyone is in the same cycle. So then they can find the project and they can finish the project on time because everyone is available. So extreme programming works this way. So you have the project requirement. You create what is called as stories, and then test cases, tasks, and completion. So, however, in completion, if you provide completion, if there is an error or there is some things that need modification, they will perform iteration again. Iteration will take you back to planning meeting and then back to the story. Other than that, if they go to test cases, they provide a task, they need to perform acceptance test. The acceptance test will allow their system to move further if it is accepted. If it is not accepted, then they have to perform iteration again. In Scrum, this is the life cycle. So we have the sprint backlog, and then you assign a sprint started from there, the product backlog, then items will be expanded. And so you have 30 days and then meeting every 24 hours. So that means every 1 day you have a Scrum meeting 15 minutes daily in order to organize the team and get a direction and then provide new functionalities if there is. That is how Scrum works. The DSDM, so you do the feasibility study and the business study. So you have your agree plan, create functionality and your prototypes, then so we can review the design. So functional model, design and build, and then implementation and action or implementation. So if you look at it, the DSDM is also iteratively, so you can move into any of the cycle and make your corrections as you're working. Agile software development ranked first, same as the last year, after ranking second for the 3 consecutive years. Was at 4th in 2004. So average salary around 55,000, same as last year, which was up to 2,500 from the year prior, pounds. So remember, there are many different agile development frameworks also. So in summary, we say that many different methods or frameworks exist. So make sure that you know the difference between a development method or framework, a project management method, and a modeling framework such as UML. So original structure methods such as SSADM are no longer used. They are too rigid, but legacy systems that use them still exist. That means all systems that still use them exist. Methods such as rough design for larger scale systems are still used, but they are much more flexible. RAD methods are currently in vogue, still criticism on them. While the current approach advocates time boxing, working in a small group, integrating analysis. Any question? No question? Okay. All right, let's open the tutorial. Why do we need a method? Okay. Why do we need a method? So you need to answer the question here. You need to answer the question at the bottom of the question. So you need to read yet another development project failure. You need to read the recipe for disaster and then answer the question, why do we need a method? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to mute my microphone while you work on this now. If you have any question, you can ask. You're going to work individually. So if you have any question, you can ask.